In a time where European kings reign, there were nights when the throne was stolen. These are 10 glorious evenings when South America dared to dream and flipped the script. At number 10, the year was 2000. FIFA's first attempt at a Club World Cup, Brazilian League champions Vasco da Gama, starring Romario and Edmundo up top and a young Juninho in the midfield, versus Manchester United, global giants and recent treble winners in '99. Without their icon, David Beckham, suspended and sidelined. United were still expected to cruise, but Gary Neville gifted them 2 to start, and Vasco's duo didn't blink.
Bola mal passada, não tá impedido, não, lá vai Edmundo na cara do gol, Romário bateu, gol! Jorginho, cruzamento do lado da campo, Romário veio atrás, chegou, ganhou, vai fazer o segundo, gol do Vasco!
It was samba in Rio, a brace for the little genius, a dagger from the animal.
Edmundo, olha a finta do Edmundo, maravilhosa! Gol!
As the final whistle blew, English football royalty had been humbled. Vasco topped the group. United, just tourists in Rio. At number 9, 2003, the final Intercontinental Cup of its kind would see Boca Juniors, Copa Libertadores champions, face the champions of Europe, AC Milan. Milan brought an orchestra of icons, Pirlo, Kaká, Shevchenko and Maldini. Masters of their craft, but Boca brought defiance. They held the mighty Rossoneri 1-1.
Pirlo. La pelota vino para Shevchenko, atención, ahí está Thomas. Gerrard. El centro viene para Doné, y Tallarley. Le quedó Matías, viene.
Boca then dominated the shootout.
Pirlo. Así vendría Pirlo. Atacó a Ceni. Va Ceni.
As the final penalty flew in, the curtain fell on an era and rose on Boca's legacy. Number 8. 1981, Tokyo, European champions Liverpool. With Hansen, Souness and Kenny Dalglish versus Libertadores winners Flamengo. Firepower against Brazilian flair, led by the magical Zico. Elegant, ruthless, untouchable, from the whistle, Flamengo were ablaze. 3 first-half goals, with Zico involved in all 3. A 3-0 masterpiece, Liverpool were left stunned and beaten, and Flamengo, world champions. At number 7, 2025, group stage of the new and expanded FIFA Club World Cup. Botafogo, Libertadores winners, versus PSG, reigning European champions, valued at over €1 billion. Even with 5 starters rotated, confidence oozed from the Parisian camp. But in Los Angeles, it was Botafogo who lit up the group stage.
Será que agora Igor vai conseguir marcar? Perfeito! Vem o primeiro! Marca o Botafogo, marca Igor Jesus!
Igor Jesus struck gold for Botafogo. And the Parisians had no reply. They didn't just shock the favourites, they froze them. As the final whistle rang out, Europe's newest kings were dethroned, if only for a night, and a South American star was born in black and white. At number 6, 2005 and the return of the Club World Cup.
Mundial Interclubes, versão 2005.
Liverpool, Europe's newly crowned kings, led by Gerrard, Xabi Alonso and Carragher, against São Paulo. Diego Lugano, Cicinho and a guardian, Rogerio Ceni, legendary goalkeeper, captain and wall,
Cobrança pé direito, bateu! Rogerio Ceni!
He saw 3 Liverpool goals ruled out, but denied everything else. Meanwhile, it was Mineiro that would claim the only goal of the match.
Jogador mais velho da competição, 38 anos. Toque de bola, posição legal. Mineiro bateu! Gol!
São Paulo's tactics and tenacity proved to be triumphant. The Brazilians secured a 1-0 victory over Europe's best and left Tokyo with global glory.
São Paulo, tricampeão mundial de futebol.
At number 5, 2012. UEFA champions Chelsea, starring Hazard, Mata and Lampard, a team built for moments like these, faced off against Corinthians, with the force of a crowd that made Yokohama feel like São Paulo. And Cássio, a goalkeeper that stood unbeatable in goal.
Olha a chance, defendeu de forma espetacular o Cássio!
A man of the match performance. In attack, it was Paulo Guerreiro who would rise to the occasion.
Chance agora. Danilo limpou, pé direito, bateu. O toque de cabeça, olha o
One
gol.
header,
Olha o gol.
one
Olha o
roar,
gol.
a 1-0 victory that left Chelsea stunned and in tears. Europe's best, watching on, as Corinthians were crowned world champions.
Beijando, vai levantar!
And to this day, remain the last South American club to conquer the world. Number 4, 1994, Tokyo. Emperors of Europe, AC Milan, fresh from a 4-0 dismantling of Barcelona. Their opponents, Vélez Sarsfield. Led by Chilavert in goal, and the legendary Carlos Bianchi on the bench. Baresi, Desai, Maldini, Vélez weren't overawed, they were inspired.
Trota, dale gas, llegó Trota. ¡Gol! Qué buena jugada, la querían jugar para Flores. Era desde el piso Bastera. Vamos a sacar, vamos a sacar. Va al penal. A ver, Turco, pégale, Turco. Lo grito, gol. ¡Gol! ¡Golazo!
Two goals that saw no reply. Victory for Vélez, on a night when David didn't just beat Goliath, he outclassed him. At number 3, 2025, a round of 16 clash. Fluminense, the heart of Rio, led by an old general, Thiago Silva, versus Inter Milan, recent Champions League finalists. A squad worth fortunes, but heart can't be priced and Flu showed no fear. Cano, the gunslinger, fired first.
É golo de Germán Cano. Abre o Ativo aos 3 minutos da partida.
And then, with Inter reeling, Hercules, with a name fit for myth, made it too.
Pode parar a bola, vai para o remate e marca. É golo do Fluminense.
As the lights dimmed, Inter fought back, but it was too late. Fluminense had written their own script and it was heroic. Flu was through into the final 8 and carried the continent's hopes. At number 2, the year 2000 with a seismic shock in Tokyo. Real Madrid were a constellation of Galácticos, Figo, Roberto Carlos and Raúl. Their challengers, Boca Juniors, Libertadores champions. They arrived in Tokyo with a roaring fanbase. And an inspired Martín Palermo.
Tiene ahora para Caso Delgado, está habilitado. Palermo para el área, cielo habilitado, gol de Palermo. Se termina cortando ahora Román, que mete ahora para Palermo habilitado. Acaba Martín para el segundo, Palermo para el segundo. Si llega hasta Palermo para el segundo.
2 goals in just 6 minutes. Madrid responded, pulling one back.
Ahora Roberto Carlos.
But then, Juan Román Riquelme stole the show and kept the ball for himself.
Para Román, por afuera está picando Batalla. Siempre Riquelme la quiere por izquierda ahora. Paso Aldo. Riquelme. Román. Ahí está Román. Va Román. Siempre Román. De largo pasa Jeremy. Otra vez ahora Román. Ahí Román. La marca de Jeremy. Siempre Román.
Un poquito de fútbol. Esto es Showtime.
Boca held the line to finish 2-1. A night that rewrote history.
Atrás la para Casillas. Boca campeón intercontinental. Boca es campeón del mundo. Boca y la gloria. Boca y el título. Boca y el mundo.
As honourable mentions, 2025 brought us Flamengo's 3-1 win over Chelsea. And looking back at the 1968 Intercontinental, Estudiantes beating out Manchester United over 2 legs. At number 1, the 2006 FIFA Club World Cup. European giants, FC Barcelona, an unstoppable force, featuring Ronaldinho, Iniesta, Deco and Puyol. Their challengers, Sport Club International, true underdogs. Among them, a teenage spark, Alexandre Pato. International endured and waited for their moment. Off the bench came Adriano Gabiru, an unlikely hero with a moment to write. And in the 82nd minute, his strike did just that. Gabiru's goal was a shockwave that silenced a symphony. Barcelona pushed, but the equalizer never came.
Despairingly wide. Unbelievably close.
And so Ronaldinho's Barca were beaten. International of Porto Alegre shocked us all and were crowned champions of the world.
O Inter é campeão mundial! Inter!
Fernandão, faça festa, torcedor colorado! O mundo é seu!
O dia mais importante da história de clube tradicional no Brasil!
These were 10 nights when South America shocked Europe's elite. Which upset lives on in your football memory? And which South American club do you believe has what it takes to one day make history as FIFA Club World Champions? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the journey, hit like and subscribe for more football stories.